Jan Harling said something about my work that reveals everything about how I approach consulting. Shawn doesn't just take a brief, he understands it. He's able to grasp complex challenges quickly, digs deep, and distill them into sharp, impactful narratives. How do I do this? It's not magic, it's not talent, but a system built around one simple principle. The right questions create better answers than the smartest advice. Today I want to share how exactly I use these questions to create trust, clarity, and results that exceed expectations. Most consultations fall into what I call the expert trap. They think their job is to have all the answers. They listen for 30 seconds and then start talking for 30 minutes. This feels impressive to the consultant, but it feels overwhelming to the client. Here's what I learned from my journalism background. The best stories come from asking better questions, not providing better answers. When I interviewed CEOs for a campaign, my job wasn't to be smart, it was to help them be clear. As naval teachers, if you want to be paid for your judgment, you first need to understand the problem you are judging. When you give advice immediately, three things happen. Number 1, you are guessing based on incomplete information. Number 2, the client doesn't feel heard or understood. And number 3, you position yourself as someone who talks, not someone who listens. When you ask questions first, you understand the real problem, not just the surface problem. The client feels heard and develops trust. You position yourself as someone who cares about getting it right. This follows Dan Koh's Out of Focus book, where he says, clarity comes before action. You can't solve a problem you don't understand. Every client conversation for me starts with understanding questions. These aren't about the project, but about the person and the context. With Ranga, I didn't start by asking about his achievements. I start by asking about his concerns. What makes you hesitate before applying? What outcome would make this feel worthwhile? What story would you tell if there were no constraints? These questions revealed the real challenge. He wasn't lacking achievements, but lacking confidence in his relevance. Jan Harling noted my ability to listen and ask the right questions. The right questions aren't the smartest questions. They are the ones that help clients think more clearly about what they actually need. Once I understand the context, I move to clarity questions. These help clients see their own situation more clearly. Questions like, what's worked well that nobody talks about? What would success look like in specific terms? What's the real constraint here? Time, resources, or something else? With Ranga's 50/50 application, the clarity questions revealed that his biggest constraint wasn't time, even though we only had 3 days. It was his own ability to see his unique value. This is what Dan Koh's Purpose and Profit teaches. You solve your own problems first, then help others solve the same ones. My job was helping Ranga solve his visibility problem. Once we have understanding and clarity, we need priorities. Not everything can be equally important. Questions like, if you only communicate 3 things, what would they be? What's the minimum viable success version are you looking for here? What happens if we get this right versus if we get it wrong? This is where Alex Hormozi's value equation applies. We are identifying the highest value activities while minimizing effort and time delay. For Ranga, the priority question revealed that winning wasn't about impressing judges with complexity. It was about showing continued relevance in simple, clear terms. Finally, we get to the execution. What's the first step? What could go wrong? How will we know if it's working? These questions turn clarity into action that actually get implemented. Jan Harling's testimonial mentions my collaborative, curious, and quietly confident approach. This comes from genuine curiosity about each client's unique situation. When clients feel understood, they trust you with more information. When they trust you with more information, you can provide better solutions. When you provide better solutions, they become advocates who refer others. This is what I call the trust compound effect. Each successful engagement builds reputation that attracts better clients who provide better testimonials that attract even better opportunities. Nava teaches us that your reputation is your most valuable asset. Questions build reputation faster than answers because they show you care about getting it right, not just being right. Most business challenges aren't complicated because the solutions are hard. They are complicated because the problems aren't clear. Good questions cut through complexity to reveal simple and actionable insights. Here's how to apply this in your own consulting or leadership. Layer 1. Understanding. Before proposing solutions, ask about context, concerns, and constraints. What's really going on here? What's working? What isn't? Level 2. Clarity. Help them see their solution more clearly. What does success actually look like? What are the real priorities? What's the biggest lever for change? Layer number 3. Action. Turn clarity into concrete, simple steps. What's the simplest version that could work? What's the first move? How will we measure progress? Through my storytelling and communication strategy sessions, I walk clients through exactly this process. We don't just create content, but we create clarity about what story they need to tell and why. Good questions make clients think differently about their challenges. If your questions only generate information you could have found in a brief, they are not good enough. The best consultants aren't the ones with the most answers. They are the ones who ask the questions that unlock the answers already inside their clients. Ranga had all the achievements needed for 50/50. He just needed questions that help him see the value clearly. Jan continues to work with me not because I have all the answers, but because I ask the questions that help him think more strategically about his challenges. Through my Halo Masterclass and consulting services, I teach this question-based approach to client success. We don't just deliver projects, but we build trust and relationships based on understanding. You can start today by changing how you approach your next client conversation. Instead of leading with your expertise, start with your curiosity. What questions could you ask that will help someone see their situation more clearly? That's where great consulting begins.